Hey everybody, happy Friday. How are you doing, guys? I hope you are having a wonderful afternoon. Welcome in. It is so good to see all of you. Hi, Anita. Hi, Kim. Hi, Laurie, Tanya, Bridget. Bonnie's in the house. Pat is here. Pat says, boy, do I need this Feel Good Friday. Well, I'm glad that I can be of service to you, my dear. How is everybody? Have you had a good week? It's been a very busy week here. Still busy. It's the weekend is within sight, but I've still got a ton of things to do, and looking forward to getting through this Feel Good Friday show with all of the goodies that are in it. I've got some really beautiful things in the show today, so I cannot wait to show all of those to you guys. But we've got housekeeping to deal with first. So let's do that, shall we? First and foremost, I want to invite you to join Hardwired. If you are looking to kind of up your skills, Hardwired is open for enrollment. That is my paid learning. What is the word? Community. Oh my goodness. Wow. It must be a Monday in my brain, or weekend brain has already taken over. My gosh. That is my paid learning community where we do upper level, beginner, intermediate, and some advanced style projects. But do not be worried by that, because I try very hard to break everything down and make it as easy to understand as possible. So even if you are still just a beginner, and you are looking to up your skills, it is a wonderful place to be. It's a small community, so there's a lot of one-on-one interaction. We have a whole lot of fun. We work really hard. We also play really hard. We do a lot of giggling and laughing and gossiping and being silly, but we also work really hard on our projects. And I got to tell you, it is an amazing group of people. We have the talent is just absolutely through the roof. I am inspired every single day by the people that are part of Hardwired. So if you are looking to up your skills, we want you to come and be a part of that. Hardwired only opens for enrollment at the end of the month, every month. So it is open for enrollment right now. All you have to do is go over to the Facebook group, apply to be a member, and be sure that you answer all of the questions so that we can figure out how to invoice you. Now, if for some reason you go and apply to be part of the group and it does not send you any questions, because sometimes Facebook can be weird like that, you need to reapply, because there are questions involved and you have to answer those questions in order for us to send the invoices to you. Please don't apply to the group unless you're serious about joining, because it clutters up, and sometimes we miss members just because there are other people that are just sitting there but don't want to answer the questions. So if you've got questions about the group, ask one of us. But otherwise, if you are interested in being part of the group, please be sure you answer the questions. All right. So let's see. What else do we have going on? Please be sure that if you want to be part of Patreon, you are taking advantage of that as well. Patreon is another way that you can get exclusive content that you will not see on Facebook or YouTube. For Patreon, it is $10 a month. You get at least, sometimes more, but at least 3 projects a month that are exclusive to Patreon members only. You will not see those projects anywhere else. You might see them for sale in my Etsy shop, because we make some beautiful things, but you're not going to see the actual project anywhere else. And that is not an advanced learning community, by the way. Patreon is, number one, open to absolutely everybody. So it doesn't matter if you're a Facebook user, a YouTube user, or none of the above, and you just happened to open this up today somehow. Anybody can join Patreon. And the projects there are just inspiring, fun, beautiful projects. I'm not trying to sell you anything. I'm not sending you to anybody's website. I'm not doing any of that. I'm encouraging you to use the beautiful things that you already have in your stash, as I use the things that I already have in mind to put together beautiful pieces of jewelry that are not hard. They're just beautiful and it's fun. So if you would like to be a part of Patreon, I would love for you to come and join. Super easy to sign up. And you also have access to our Discord server, which is exclusive to Patreon as well. All right, now let's see, what else do I need to tell you guys about? I've got a couple of affiliate links for shopping with Bargain Beadbox or Beadbox Bargains or Art Beads. Those are always available to you here in the comment section or in the about section of this video. So if you need those links, you can grab those. I do earn a small commission every time you use an affiliate link to make a purchase. You do not have to do that, but it is much appreciated if you do. Thank you in advance. Speaking of art beads, please set your reminders for 4 p.m. Eastern this afternoon for my art beads show. That is over on the Art Beads website. You can catch that again at 4 p.m. Eastern this afternoon, and every Friday. Okay, so I do have a schedule announcement to make regarding next week, because here in the States, we have a holiday coming up next week. So, excuse me, I'm a little congested here. I am going to be taking a couple of vacation days next week. So there will not be any lives on Tuesday. Listen to the words coming out of my mouth. On Tuesday, there will be no lives. So there will not be a live on Tuesday at 1. There will not be a live on Tuesday at 4. Just for next week. That's all. Just for next week. There will still be a Feel Good Friday show next week, and there will still be a 4 p.m. live for Art Beads. But there was no Tuesday show just for next week. Week after that, be right back to normal schedule again. But just so you know, I will not be doing any lives for that. And you won't forget. And a lot of you are going to be busy doing your own family things anyway. So you won't have time for me. All right. So let's get into it, shall we? Scroll back here through these comments, just taking a look here at everything that's going on. Everybody is here. Hi, Jan. Hi, Marianne. Cola's in the house. All right. So let's get into our Feel Good Friday show. We have a sale going on. Now, I had a sale going on last week, and then there was a couple days in between there where the sale was not going on. I apologize for that, but I got the sale back up and running again. You guys, 50% off. I never, ever do 50% off, but right now through Tuesday, all of the true do-it-yourself kits, those are the ones that do not have the findings included, are 50% off. Now, a lot of those sold out last week, but I'm giving you another opportunity to grab those this week. If there were some that you had your eye on, 50% off all of the true do-it-yourself kits. I'm trying to move those out, if you can't tell. So if you would be so kind as to help me clear those out, guys, put those in your shopping cart along with all of the kits in today's show. But that's only the true do-it-yourself kits. Okay. All right. I'm going to turn you around because we've got a lot of beautiful things in the show today. And I don't want to waste any more time with you guys looking at me, because that's not why you're here. You're here to see the beautiful pieces of jewelry. Okay. I've got 3 gorgeous necklaces, 2 bracelets, and a pair of earrings for you guys. So let's get right into it. I've got a gorgeous blue necklace that I think you guys are going to love. I really do. And if you don't, I'm sorry. I hope that you love it. And if you don't love this one, you're probably going to love one of the other ones. Hold on. I'm getting my notes out here. All right. So we've got a beautiful blue. This is our sapphire blue necklace. And just look at these gorgeous beads, you guys. So there's a little bit of wire involved in this project, a little bit of some wrapped loops and a couple of simple loops. But for the most part, this is a stringing project. I'm going to lay it out for you, though, because I want you to see what it is that we're going to be doing with all of these gorgeous blue beads. And we've got a gorgeous lotus pendant here as well. So pretty. So pretty. Okay, so we're going to be creating a tiered necklace, and we are going to be putting this in the center. Okay, this will be our focal, and from our focal, we're going to use a beautiful blue. Look at those blue cat eye beads. So pretty. So we're going to do a blue cat eye bead, and then we're going to do a check fire polish, and then a smaller check fire polish. Okay, and then we're going to kind of build outwards from there, getting a little bit shorter as we go. So the next one will be, some of these I've already done, and some of these we'll put together with each other. But the next one is going to have a little cluster at the bottom, the cat eye, and the fire polish. Okay, so that'll be the next one. And then we're just going to get progressively shorter from there, right? So the next one doesn't have the fire polish on the top. Okay, so We're going to do these together. Got a couple of them that are already done, but then we do need to put the others together with each other. So we're going to build this one, and then we're going to do some stringing with the rest of these beautiful beads, which are a combination of metal beads, blue check glass drugs, and blue fire polish. Okay. All right, so let's build this out first. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to take an eye pin, and we are going to twist to open, and we're going to go ahead, slippery little guy, we're going to thread our pendant, and we're going to twist to close that. Okay. And then we're going to thread on our cat eye. Hey, can one of my team members, so Phyllis here on YouTube says, I only see one, is there more? Phil, can one of my team members check the status of that one? Because there should be plenty. There should be plenty. Now, that doesn't mean that there is, but there should be. There should be plenty of them unless they've sold out that quickly. All right, we're going to do a simple loop. So I'm going to bend the loop right where it is exiting the bead. I'm going to come in with my cutter tool, and I'm going to come in and trim off, leaving myself about 1/4 of an inch of wire. And then I'm going to use my round nose pliers. I'm going to grab that wire. I'm going to roll back to create a closed loop, just a little simple loop there. Then I'm going to take another eye pin, twist to open. I'm going to thread that onto the loop that we just created. Close that back. Okay, Nicole says they're still available. I thought so. I thought so. We're going to thread on check fire polish. We're going to do a simple loop on this guy. Trim. Roll back. So another simple loop here. And guys, listen, if your simple loops are not perfect, that's okay, because nobody is actually going to notice them once this beautiful necklace is put together completely. So don't worry about it. All right. And then we're going to put another eye pin. Hi, Wanda. And we're going to put our smallest. And on this one, I'm going to do a wrapped loop since this one is on the top. Okay. All right. So make sure everything's hanging the way it should be hanging. That is one thing about this necklace, is you kind of want to be careful. Oh, whoops. Nope. We're doing a wrapped loop. I almost cut that off. That was almost bad. You want to be sure that you're paying attention to the direction of your loops with this. Now, you may not know what direction those need to go until you get everything together. And then you can twist your loops accordingly, right? So I just made the ugliest wrapped loop ever here from where I already bent that wire. But that's okay. We'll make it look okay. We'll fix it. We'll fix it. All right. So we're going to come in with our cutter tool, trim off. Okay. All right. So that is our centerpiece, right? So the next one out from that is the cat eye, and then instead of having the larger check fire polish, it's just one of the smaller check polish, right? And so that's what we've got here. And again, I've got the wrapped loop on the top. So all of these have a wrapped loop on the top. We're going to do our little cluster at the bottom. So you can see each one of these has a little cluster at the bottom. So the clusters are our small check fire polish all onto head pins, and then wrapped loops for those. And we will just use some jump rings to create the little cluster here. So bending the wire over the top of the pliers, coming in up and over the round nose pliers, rotate, take the wire over to the other side, and then we're going to wire wrap in that space. Okay, and then I'm going to come in with my cutter tool and trim off the excess. All right, so you're going to do that with all of your your tiers, all of the little sections here. So total, you're going to do what? 3, 6, you're going to do 12 of these total of the small fire polish onto head pins. Okay. And then you're going to use a couple of jump rings here to put together your cluster. We've done these clusters before. So you're going to take a jump ring, you're going to twist to open, you're going to thread on one of your little fire polish, and then you're going to twist to close. And then you are going to take another jump ring, twist to open, thread that onto the previous jump ring, and then you're going to put a bead on either side. And you want to be sure that they both go on opposite sides of that previous jump ring so that everything hangs nice and balanced, right? And then you're going to attach that to the bottom loop of your cat eye and close that back so you can see that's going to create this beautiful beaded section with a little dangle at the bottom. Okay. All right. So that's the next one. So then when you move on to the outer edge ones do not have any of the top fire polish. It's just a cat eye bead. And that's what makes them all different in length so that you get that really nice tiered effect when we get all of this strung up. But you also want to be sure that you're putting jump rings on the top of these. So these two right here need jump rings. So I'm going to grab these two little jump rings here. So once you put a jump ring on the top, then these are ready to go. All right, so we're going to get our bead stringing wire ready, and we're going to string this one up. Okay. All right, so with our bead stringing wire, we're going to thread on our crimp, and then we're going to thread on our wire guardian. And we're going to come back down through the wire guardian. Maybe. You guys, just before the live, I lit a candle. I had a brand new candle, and it's just been sitting here on the desk, and I hadn't lit it yet. And it's now starting to fill the room with scent, and it smells like lemon pound cake, and it's making me so hungry. Now I'm second guessing the choice to do that because like it's literally just making me really hungry. All right, so taking the wire back down through your crimp, making sure that your wires are not crisscrossing inside that crimp, and you are going to place that into the back notch of your crimper tool. Give that a squeeze, and then you're going to turn it sideways, put it into the front notch, and give that a squeeze. Then you're going to come in with your cutter and trim off the excess, and we are ready to string. So this is how we are going to string this up. Now the edges have 3 check fire polish. So this is not exactly the pattern on the edge, but the pattern will start right now. So we've got 3 of those. Okay. We're going to do a metal bead. And then we're going to do the jump ring with our outer edge dangle and another metal bead. Wanda says she loves baking scented candles, but they're pretty fattening. All right, so I want to show you those 2 metal beads are going to kiss each other, right? In the center of that jump ring. So that jump ring is not going to be touching the bead stringing wire, which is exactly what we want. We want those 2 to protect that bead stringing wire. So don't do this, right? Where it's sitting on that. Make sure that your beads are touching. Now you can't really ensure that until you go to crimp the other side, but just so you know, that's the goal of those 2 metal beads in there. All right, so now we're going to do a small fire polish and 2 druck beads. And then a small fire polish. I will try my best not to eat this candle. You're too funny. Okay, and then we're going to do 2 metal beads with our jump ring in between there. So metal bead. The next of our little dangle doos. Metal bead. Wanda says this just keeps getting prettier and prettier. I think so too. Okay. And then we're going to do the small fire polish. I love this necklace. I think it's so pretty. I love tiered necklaces, Y necklaces. Those are my favorites because they are so flattering on everybody. Okay. Then we're going to do metal. And then our centerfocal and metal. Nicole says all the kits today are Fabu. So you definitely want to hang around so you can see all of the Fabu kits for sure. All right. Small. Fire polish 2 Drux. Small fire polish. Ooh, metal. Dangle. Maybe. I literally just picked it up and dropped it. That's all. I just dropped it. Oh, it's just going to magically put itself on that bead stringing wire. All right. 2 Drux. Fire polish. And then our last little dangle here. Okay. Our metal bead. And then we're going to finish that with 3 of the fire polish. All right. So now when you have this all strung up, this is what you've got. Now, the dangles obviously are going to hang nicely when gravity is involved, but just placing them on the mat, they don't look nearly as pretty as, you know, because they're just doing whatever they do. But look how pretty, right? And then the length of this is just chain, just to keep it from being overly heavy. This is not heavy as it is, but, you know, and if you wanted to bead the rest of it, you could, but I just picked some pretty chain and let the front be the star of the show here. So we're just going to crimp and we are going to add our chain to this and we're going to call this one done. So, so pretty. This is like a princess necklace. I love it. Okay. Kirsten's making homemade pie. I am coming to your house. I'm going to need directions. Strawberry rhubarb pie. Oh my, what can I do? Can you like overnight one of those to me in dry ice? That sounds incredible. Oh my goodness. That sounds so good. I love pie. I like all sweets, but pie is definitely one of my favorites. Right now in my refrigerator, I have a coconut custard pie and it's almost gone and everybody in the rest of the house keeps eating it. And if I don't get in there and finish it, I'm going to miss out on getting one last piece. Love pie. All right. So there is our necklace. We're going to attach our jump rings and our chain to this. So I just want to mention that there is a small jump ring and then a large jump ring for each end of your chain. And then of course you put your hardware on the back, which is included in your kit. I just don't want to cut anybody's chain for them because this ultimately will be broken back down and put together for someone's kit. But I will show you what this looks like on the bust at the end. So pretty. So, so pretty. The blue beads just look like they glow from within. And I'm not talking about just the cat eye. Look at how the light hits those check fire polish. They look like they're glowing as well. This is such a pretty necklace. All right. So moving on to the next, I'm going to set this over here to the side. All right. So let's see here. Next up is another beautiful necklace. This one is called our Virginia Bluebells necklace because if you will Google, if you've never seen a Virginia Bluebell, this necklace looks exactly like Virginia Bluebells. So if you Google it and you Google the pictures, you're going to see it looks just like this. So pretty. So let me show you what we're using here. We're using a combination of Swarovski crystal bicones, some blue cat eye in a lighter blue, and some green tubes. And this is the center. We're going to do the other two on the edge here and finish this off. But it's like a garden for your neck. It's so pretty. So pretty. So here are the elements for these. Each one of the little clusters is a cat eye, and then a bicone, a tube, and a bicone. Okay, that's the long section. And then the two outer edges are the smaller little rice-shaped beads, and then the two bicones. Okay, and then those are just going to go on to a jump ring. We're going to do one of those together. And then we're also going to do the little links in between here, which are just the tubes onto eye pins. Okay, so let's work on building our little dangles first, shall we? Okay, first things first, we are going to take a head pin and we are going to thread on that guy. Okay, and then we're going to thread on our blue Swarovski bicone. Then we're going to thread on a tube bead or a bugle. Some of you call those bugles. And then a green. Okay. And we're just going to do a simple loop. So very carefully, I'm going to hold this in my hand. I'm going to bend the wire. I'm going to come in with my cutter tool, trim. And then I'm going to use my round nose pliers. And I'm going to roll back to create my simple loop. Okay, so that's the center of each one of these little dangle sections, right? And then we're going to do one of these, which is also just on a head pin. So that one's already ready. Let's do the other one together. So we're going to thread on the rice-shaped bead, which is also one of those cat eye beads, and then the blue bicone and the green bicone. Okay. And simple loop on all of these. So this necklace is all about simple loops, though I would imagine if you would prefer to do wrap loops, you absolutely could. Okay, simple loop on that. Wasn't the best simple loop I've ever made, that's for sure, but it'll do. All right. And then as I mentioned for the links, all the links is just an eye pin with a bugle bead or a tube bead on those with a simple loop on the ends. Okay, and then the rest of this is just assembly. This is just a beautiful, beautiful necklace that has a lot of sparkle and a lot of personality, but overall is pretty simple in the design, right? Which I love. All right, so putting this all together, you're going to take a jump ring, twist to open, and for each one of these jump rings, you're going to put your center dangle, and then these guys go on the outer edges. All right, so one on each side. And before you close that up, that's going to go onto one of the loops on the ends of your little link sections. And then another one. Close that back. Make sure you get a good closure on that. Okay, then you're going to do another one. So your dangle and the shorter dangles on either side. Attach that to your previous bead. And then this guy. All right, so you're going to link all of these together. Okay, you'll have a total of 5 of the little dangle sections, and you're going to have your tube beads on the ends. Okay, so now, oh, Carol, you didn't miss. I'm only 2 projects in. I've still got, there's plenty to go. Plenty to go. Don't you worry. There's still lots to see today. All right, so then for the rest of this, it's just the chain. So again, you're going to cut your chain to the length that you want. And since we've got simple loops here on the edges,
I'm going to twist to open, and I'm just going to thread my chain on that way. No jump ring here. It's not really needed. And close that back. And same thing on the other side. Gently twist to open, thread on your chain, and then twist to close. Just make sure you get a good closure on those. And there you go. You've got a little garden party for your neck, which I think is so, so pretty. And again, gravity makes this one look pretty. It just laying here out on the mat is not perfect, but it definitely looks beautiful hanging. This is another one of those that just glows and sparkles and looks so, so pretty. Perfect for the spring and the summer. Though I think you could get away with wearing this in the winter time and just, I don't know, they could be some sort of winter berry, right? So pretty. Love, love, love. All right, moving on to the next. Next one up is a simple stringing project. And this one is based on a design that we have done a couple of times now. This one is just with different beads. So this one is a combination of cat eye in this beautiful like tan color that is just a beautiful neutral. It's almost like a khaki. It's like coffee creamer color. There are some Pacific blue opal Swarovski cubes and then some Caribbean blue Swarovski bicones. Okay, so we're just going to string this up. I've already done part of this just to kind of save time because I know that we've got some other projects to do. So this one, the length portion of this is 3 of the cat eye and 1 Swarovski bicone. 3, 1, 3, 1, and you're going to come all the way down. You're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sections of those, and then you're going to pop on a little metal bead. And now we're going to work on the center section of this necklace. And this is where all of those beautiful beads are going to come to play. Jacqueline says she sees the beach. That is exactly what this one I was thinking with this one. This is such a beautiful, like, beachy scene of a necklace. All right. So our pattern is a bicone. These bicones are the yummiest blue ever. So pretty. Okay. So a bicone, a cube, a bicone, okay, then a bead cap, a cat eye, and a bead cap. You're going to drop those down. Okay, and then you're just going to repeat that. So you're going to do this little section with the bicones and the cubes, and then the cat eye beads with the bead caps. We've done this necklace in 2 different other colors. They sold out every single time, and I'm hoping to ring that bell a 3rd time. So if you want this one, definitely grab it up. This is such a beautiful beachy, vacation-y kind of piece. So pretty. All right, so we're just going to keep stringing this up. So we're doing our bead caps, our cat eye, our bead cap. Gina says this is a relaxing combo of colors. I agree. I agree. I love it. I love summertime jewelry. I love summertime jewelry, beach themed jewelry, ocean, beach, vacation, you name it. I love any kind of jewelry like that. And it's funny because I've said this before, I'm not, this is not new information, but I am not a beach person, believe it or not. As much as I love beachy boho jewelry and like ocean themed things, I am not a beach person. I don't like the heat. I don't like the sand. Albert doesn't either, apparently. Albert, shh. I don't like being wet and then getting sand on me. Like, everything about the beach are things that I am not particularly a fan of. I am a cold weather, snowy mountain, winter vacation kind of person. So the beach does not appeal to me in any way, shape, or form other than jewelry. Beach jewelry, perfect. Perfect. If I can wear it on my neck and I don't get sand in my bathing suit, I'm all for it. So that might be kind of weird. I don't know. I love beach jewelry, but I don't love the beach. I don't know. There must be something psychological to that. I think deep down I want to like the beach. I just don't. I just don't. I'm not a Caribbean vacation kind of person. I'm just not. Send me to the mountains. I'll go to Colorado in the wintertime, right? I mean, in the summertime. Send me somewhere where it's cold. Alaska, Canada, let's go. All right, so you're gonna do a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these little sets with the cat eye beads. Carol says she's a fall and winter. Me too. Me too. I'm definitely a fall and winter. Now, I've tried very hard to embrace summertime. You know, we've got a pool and the things, all of the summery things, and I'm really trying to embrace it, but there's a difference between embracing summertime and embracing the beach. Right? My swimming pool, I can see the bottom of. There are no sharks. There's no sand involved. And I can come inside where there is air conditioning anytime I want to. But yeah. So I definitely think there's a big difference between appreciating the summer and being a beach person. I appreciate the summer for what it is. I love the 4th of July. It's one of my favorite holidays. So I'm so excited about next week because we do a big barbecue with all the people and all the food and the fireworks, and it's fantastic. And that is most definitely a summertime thing. All right, metal bead. And then we're going to finish our pattern here. So we're going to transition from this to do the length here. But, you know, the 4th of July and fireworks and things like that just can't happen in the winter time. I mean, they could, but I just don't think that they would have the same effect. So I do love the summer for those things, but I'm still not a beach person. All right, so now we're transitioning the 3 cat eye, the bicones, the 3 cat eye. Ginger says she can't handle fireworks. I used to be like that, but I have, since I have gotten in the habit of doing them myself, which I know could be even more dangerous considering that I have set projects on fire. I've gotten more comfortable around them, I think is what I'm trying to say. I have become more comfortable around fireworks. And we live in a place where there is a huge fireworks manufacturing warehouse over the hill. And it is very much one of the biggest employers in this area. So this is a fireworks driven community. And because of that, we have tons of places where you can buy fireworks, and people shoot them all the time. And then the warehouse where they're being built, they test them. So there are fireworks here available all year round. You know, you're making dinner and you just randomly hear fireworks. It's usually over at the warehouse, and they're testing out some of the ones that they've created. And then, of course, just your random neighbors we'll have, you know, fireworks. So we stock up for the 4th of July, and I still have leftovers from last year. Like we really stock up. So it's a big thing here where I live. And I used to not be comfortable with it, but the more that I've been around it, the more comfortable I've become. Kathy, that's so funny. She says, Sarah and flames, no way. Nope, the fireworks do not bother my dogs a bit, but I think it's because they're used to it. You know, it's just kind of a thing to get used to around here, so it doesn't really bother them. Now, they'll bark if there's just like a random few, you know, but they also bark at thunder, so but it doesn't bother them. Nobody is afraid. You know, they come outside and sit with us, and not any of them have a problem with it. Look how beautiful this is. I should have my hands insured. You're not the first person who has said that to me. All right, so you're going to put this beautiful beach themed necklace together, okay? That being said, if you wanted to turn this necklace into 2 bracelets, you absolutely could do that too. You can make a 2-strand, you know, a double bracelet with this if you didn't want it to be a necklace. All right, save a cube for a dangle. Okay, and we're going to go ahead and crimp. So we're going to thread on our crimp tube, our wire guardian. How long is this necklace? I'm not entirely sure. I believe that it is 18 inches, but there is also some extra jump rings here for an extension chain. I'm going to show you that here in a second. It's a shorter necklace for sure, just in general because of the way that it's put together. But you could lengthen this by adding some chain to it or extra jump rings like I'm about to do. So we're going to crimp. And trim off the excess. Okay. All right. So now, as I mentioned, there are a lot of jump rings involved here. So you can, you know, adjust the length with these if you want to use them as an extension chain, kind of like what I'm doing here. And then I'm going to add a dangle to one of those because, I mean, why not, right? I had an extra cube and I thought I would. So we're going to take a cube, put it onto a head pin. And we're going to do a wrapped loop. So we're going to bend the wire over the top of the pliers, coming in with our round nose pliers, up and over, rotate, take the wire over to the other side, and then we're going to wire wrap in that space. Guys, don't forget while you're shopping on these kits that all of the true do-it-yourself kits are 50% off. 50% off. That's a big deal. I'm saying it very calmly, but that is a big deal. All right. And then I just wanted to put this little dangle on the end of the extension chain because just having random jump rings with nothing on the end of them seems a little weird to me. So we're putting a little dangle on the end here. And then we're going to attach this. So that and that. And you've got yourself a little extension chain, or you can add more to it, or you don't have to use it at all if you don't want to. But look how beautiful. Such a calming color combination. I agree. Very relaxing. Definitely a sand colored cat eye bead, right? And then we pop in that blue for the ocean. So pretty. So pretty. All right, moving on. I've got 2 bracelets and a pair of earrings to show you guys. So we're gonna kick it into high gear here. Now the next bracelet is a bracelet that we have done previously in the past, but this is a new configuration. Freshwater pearls, and guys, you asked for them, and I'm obliging. I've got the smoky quartz. Remember, we put together a gorgeous smoky quartz multi-strand bracelet. I had just a handful of beads left over from that project. I have more than a handful of beads left over, but from that project in particular, the ones that I had allotted for that, I had enough to incorporate into this project. So what we're going to do is a 2-strand. So this is going to be a half and half. We're going to do 2 strands of freshwater pearls. Okay. So one of those strands is already ready. We're going to string up the second strand. Okay. We are going to use the 2 smoky quartz nuggets as a dangle do because dangles are fun. And then our 2 cubes are a transition from our 2 strands to our suede lace. So this is a leather and pearls bracelet here with our smoky quartz accents. Now we've done this before, like I mentioned, in a different with different beads. So this one is a little bit different. But the last one that I did, you guys absolutely loved. So loving that I got to include the smoky quartz with this one. All right. So I'm going to take my wire that is included here and I'm going to cut it into 2 pieces. And actually I want one of the pieces to be a little bit shorter than the other. So I'm going to need some of this for wire wrapping my leather right here. And then I need some of it for doing a little wire wrap for my quartz. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to come down on the wire. We're going to do a wrapped loop. So I'm bending the wire, coming in with my cutter, not my cutter tool, my round nose pliers. We're going up and over, rotate, take the wire over to the other side, and then I'm going to wire wrap. So what we're doing is we're just creating an eye pin basically, but with a wrapped loop on the end. Okay. I'm going to cut off the excess. And then I'm going to thread on my 2 smoky quartz. Okay, and then I'm going to do another wrapped loop. So just getting this wire wrapped section out of the way so that we can just do the stringing. And we'll go ahead and wire wrap our little dangle too. All right, so there's that. Come in with the cutter, trimming off the excess, and we're just going to sit this to the side. We'll use that here in just a few minutes. We're going to take a head pin. We're going to thread on our 2 smoky quartz nuggets. We're going to do a wrapped loop on these. So bending the wire. All right, coming in with our round nose pliers up and over, rotate, take the wire over to the other side, and then wire wrap. Okay, and then we're going to trim off the excess. What is this? More smoky quartz. I love the smoky quartz. It's just beautiful. It's so pretty. And you guys, that multi-strand bracelet that we did, it sold immediately. Immediately, as soon as I put that in the shop. Okay, so now we are going to string up a second one of these little strands of the freshwater pearls. So it's 2 seed beads and then our freshwater pearls and 2 seed beads. And you're doing 2 of those. So threading on our crimp. Up and over. Okay, and again, just like with everything else, just make sure those wires are not crisscrossing before you crimp. Okay, and then come in with your cutter, trim off the excess. All right, now we're going to string this up. So we're going to do 2 little seed beads. Okay, and then our freshwater pearls. So you're doing 10 pearls for each strand. So pretty. Thank you, Carol. All right, so we're going to put our 2 seed beads on the ends here. That's enough. No barking. We have company. Cooper, that's enough. Hush. That's enough. All right, threading on our crimp. Ooh, Shopping for Pearls has a wonderful question. What is the Hardwired group? So the Hardwired group is the advanced learning community here. It is a paid Facebook group where we put together a weekly project. We get together twice a week on Tuesdays and Thursdays. We do a weekly project and then a casual Thursday. And the weekly projects are usually very wire based as far as like wire weaving and things like that. Let me show you. Do I have one here in front of me? So we focus like really heavily on wire. This was our project this week. We did a figure 8 pendant. It is a little bit harder, but I try to put the projects together in a way and break it down in a way that is easy for everybody, all skill levels. So, oh no, my pearls are uneven. Look at what I did. I messed this up when I was taking this apart. So you guys, listen, it's supposed to be 10 pearls per strand. Somehow I ended up with not that. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. Okay. Please make yours even. I did not make mine even. I'm sorry. I don't know how I did that. All right, so you're going to string your 2 strands together. For more information, though, you definitely want to check out the group. It is a whole lot of fun. We do a little bit of everything. We really focus on wire work and wire weaving, but we do a whole lot of other things as well. It's just where we do harder projects, and it's more one-on-one. It's a smaller group, and we would love to have you if you would like to be a part of it. All right, so for the leather or the suede lace part of this, we are going to take our suede and we are going to fold one end over a large jump ring, just like that. Okay. And this is where you can really adjust the length of your bracelet if you want to, because the farther over you fold this, obviously the shorter this piece is going to be. Okay. Now remember that piece of wire that we cut in half for this guy. So we're going to use that leftover piece of that to wire wrap, and you can make it a messy wrap. You can make it a clean wrap. It's just whatever you want to do. So you're basically just wrapping this over your suede lace to secure it, right? And I'll show you. So this one's kind of messy. This one was nice and clean. So it's up to you. Okay. All right. Then you can either cut this short, or you can take the ends of your wire and tuck it underneath all those wraps, which is what I like to try to do when I can. Sometimes I wrap too tight and I can't do this, but try to tuck it underneath there and then pull. And then when I go to cut this off, I cut it nice and short so that there isn't any wire sticking out, so it won't get caught on your clothing. So I go that direction with that one, and then I'll go the opposite direction with this one. Okay, so this one's already done for us, and we're gonna actually use it in the actual bracelet. But I did want you to see that. So then, for the other end of this, you are going to put on your cord end. Right, so you're going to put your cord into this guy, and then you're going to fold over that top flap, and then you're going to fold over each individual side, just like this. And I've done this one very messily. I try to center it up. This one was not centered, obviously, but you try to center that up. So you've got a wrapped end and a cord end. Okay. All right, so large jump ring that you had folded this over, right? You're going to thread on your smoky quartz, and you're going to close that back. And then, whoops, you're going to add a jump ring. And your jump ring is going to have both strands, which yours are going to be even, as mine are not. And you're going to attach that to your wrap sleeve with your smoky quartz. All right. And then you're going to come over here to the other side, and you're going to do the same thing with 2 strands that are the same length. Add your dangle, close that back. And then you're going to add your clasp. Okay. So another jump ring here with the clasp. And then on the other side of this bracelet is going to be a couple of jump rings here. You can use them all. You can use just one. It's whatever you need as far as your length is concerned. Now, this one has definitely some adjustability when it comes to the length, because like I said, you've got these jump rings, but you can cut your suede lace shorter. so that you can get this bracelet the size that you need it. Obviously, you've got a lot of the suede lace, so you can make this a really big bracelet if you want to, or you can keep this, or you can cut it down and make it short, right? So you can't really adjust the two pearl strands too much unless you just wanted to pull pearls away from it, to keep, 2 or 3 pearls for some earrings if you wanted to. You could definitely adjust the length that way. But for me personally, I think the biggest and the easiest way to adjust the length of this to the size that you need it to be is to just cut your suede to the size that you want. And you could always leave these out too. You could leave these 2 guys and a couple of pearls out to make earrings. So you don't have to put the smoky quartz into the actual bracelet. Totally up to you. But love this one. Wish I had put it together correctly, but you get the idea. It's beautiful with your freshwater pearls, your leather, and your smoky quartz. You can't go wrong with that. That is just a gorgeous, gorgeous piece of jewelry. All right, moving on. We've got one more bracelet, and then we are going to put together the earrings that match this bracelet. All right, so this one is all about Swarovski crystals and check glass. This one's got a beautiful owl. And as you can see, the owl has been put onto an eye pin with 2 bicones. Okay. And from the owl, we're going to do a little dangle section with some beautiful check glass bellflowers. And I'm going to wire wrap these for you. All right. So 5 of them have already been done. We're going to do 1 together. So you're going to do wire wrap 6 total. Okay, these are going to be little dangles, and then we're going to do a beaded chain with these gorgeous check glass melon beads in this cream color. And then you're also going to save out 4 Swarovski bicones for dangles on the other side. Okay, you've got a lot of jump rings here. The jump rings are really going to kind of come into play. So let's get everything wire wrapped, and then we will get into putting this together. All right, so for the bellflowers, you're going to thread each bellflower onto a head pin, and you can do a regular wrapped loop if you want to, but I like the wrapped loop where it looks like a little bead cap on the top. So that's the way I'm going to do these. So I'm going to bend the wire right where it is exiting the bead, and then out to the side here, I'm going to come in with my round nose pliers, and I'm going to go up and over, rotate, take the wire over to the other side, and then I'm going to kind of roll this loop that I just created down so that it is on the top and kind of centered, because remember, it was off to the side. Okay, now when I wire wrap, I'm going to wire wrap around the base of that loop, and then I'm also going to wrap around the top of the flower, and I'm going to go around about 3 times. And what it does is it just kind of caps off the top of that little flower. Super cute. Okay, so then you're going to come in with your cutter and you're going to trim, and you're going to do that to each one of your little bellflowers, or if you don't like that, you can do just a regular wrapped loop. Totally up to you. But you're going to do that with all 6 of those. Now the melons, each one of the melons is going to go onto an eye pin, and you're just going to link those together with no jump rings in between. So I'm just going to link this one in to the rest of these that I've already done. So you can see just simple loops. Okay, thread on the melon. We're going to do a simple loop. Okay, and then coming in with a cutter tool. Y'all are making me blush. Y'all. Oh, goodness. Y'all are too kind. It really, like, y'all are why I do this. I wouldn't do it without you. All right. I mean, I probably could just talk to the wall, because y'all know that, like, I have the gift for gab for sure. I'm an over communicator. But it's because of you guys that I do this. All right. So you're going to do all of those, right? And then your bicones, each one of the bigger bicones, because remember, there's 2 small bicones with the owl. So you're going to put him onto an eye pin, bicone, owl, bicone, simple loop. Okay. And then your larger bicones, each one is going to go onto a head pin, and you're going to do a wrapped loop. Okay, so coming in with my cutter, bending the wire. All right, and then we're going up and over, rotate, take the wire over to the other side, and you're going to wire wrap. And then we're going to put all of this together with all of these jump rings that you see on the mat here, because I know at the moment it's like, what is all of that? I'll show you. I'm going to create these cute little chain sections with our jump rings. Okay, so what we're going to do is, first things first, we're going to take one of the larger jump rings. So you've got two different sizes of jump rings here. You've got some larger ones and some smaller ones. So we're going to take a large one and we are going to attach that to the bottom loop with our owl. And we are going to thread on 2 bellflowers and then 2 smaller jump rings, which it's going to get kind of crowded, but trust the process here. Okay. And then we're going to close that back. Okay. We're going to take another one of the larger jump rings and we're going to thread that on to the 2 smaller jump rings that we just thread on to make like a little chain here. So basically it's a big jump ring with 2 little jump rings in between. That's going to be the pattern here. Okay. So 2 bellflowers go onto that. And then 2 smaller jump rings. Whoops, let's use our pliers since our fingers don't seem to be working today. Okay, so 2 of the smaller jump rings, going to close that back. We're going to do 1 more of the large jump rings and attach that to those 2 that you just added. Okay. Your 2 last bellflowers are going to go onto this. And then for the transition, you're going to add your beaded chain and you're going to close that back. Okay. So this is what we've got so far, right? We have a little jump ring chain, our owl. We've got our melon chain coming this direction, right? Working our way around. Now we're going to do another one of these little chain sections with large jump rings. And instead of adding bellflowers to them, we're going to be adding our little Swarovski crystals to these. So we're going to do another large jump ring. Okay, that's going to go on the end of the melon chain. 2 bicones. 2 smaller jump rings. So it's exactly the same process. Close that back. Larger jump ring. Attaching to the 2 jump rings that you just added. Okay. And then this one's going to have the 2 blue, and you can mix these up if you want to do a blue one and a topaz colored one on each, you can. And then 2 more smaller jump rings. This one's attached to this guy though. There we go. Okay. So 2 smaller jump rings and close. Okay. And then large jump ring goes through those previous 2. And we're going to add our clasp. And then our larger jump ring on the other side. So on the top of our owl, add our clasp, close this back. And you've got such a pretty little bracelet. I love it. I love it. So we've got 2 little dangle sections with this one. You've got some flowers. Got a beautiful owl. You've got some sparkly crystals on this one. It's just such a pretty little bracelet, and it's a great one to stack up with others if you wanted to. Now, if you need to make this longer, you can add extra jump rings to this. Now, if you want to make a set, I've got a quick little pair of earrings to go with this. Now, they're listed separately, but if you wanted to make this all into one little collection, you could do that. So for the matching earrings, it's just the owls with the little cluster at the bottom. So let's do these real quick and then we'll be finished. Okay. So all of the head pins, all of the larger bicones are going onto head pins, and you're going to do a wrapped loop on those. So you're going to do 6 total of these. It does look vintage. Love, love, love. So, so pretty. I love these soft colors. Okay, so you're going to do a wrapped loop on all of these. Now, you could do simple loops if you wanted to. These don't have to be wrapped loops. Well, I really messed this one up. See if we can tidy that up a little bit. There we go. Okay, so you're going to come in with your cutter, your cutter, and trim off. To tell myself, yes, you're right. You're right. All right, so you're going to do that with 3 for each earring, right? And then you're just going to make your little cluster like we've done so many times before. So a jump ring with a single bicone. Close that back. Next jump ring. And then a bicone on each side. Okay. And then before you close that, if you want to go ahead and thread on your eye pin, you can do that. Close that back. All right, so you've got your little cluster. And now we're just going to thread on, just like with our bracelet, a small jump ring, our owl, and our last little bicone. I said jump ring, didn't I? A small bicone. I don't know what I said. I was reading the comments. I was reading because Lynn said she's tuning in super late. She will watch the replay. She promises. And I was trying to read that and talk at the same time. I have no idea what I said. So my apologies. All right, we're going to do a simple loop on the top of this. And we're going to add our ear wire to it. All right, so we're just going to bend the wire where it is exiting, or you can do a wrapped loop. It's whatever you want to do. Roll back to close up that loop, and you're just going to add your ear wire. Easy peasy on these earrings. As usual, we like to keep things easy here on our Feel Good Friday shows, as always, but I love instant gratification jewelry. So that to me is instant gratification because it just took me a few little minutes to put that together. But you could get this beautiful little set, or you could do individual if you wanted to, just get the owl earrings or just get the bracelet. But it does make a cutie patootie little set if you want to have both. Love, love, love. So, so pretty. All right, guys, I am going to turn you around and we're going to do a quick run through of everything that we have had in the show today. So let me do that now, and grabbing the necklace bust because I'm going to be showing you all of these beautiful necklaces. All right, let's start with that Beachy, our Caribbean, what did I call it? Caribbean Pacific, because it's got Caribbean blue bicones and the Pacific opal cubes in it. That's why it's called that. So this is our beautiful, and those cat eye beads, they are not showing up on camera nearly as glowy as they actually are in person. I don't know, some of them glow more than others under the light in here. So, but such a pretty necklace. Love that. You can, the little smaller ones seem to glow the most, but really pretty. So there was that one. Then we had our Virginia bluebells. So put this one up here on the bust so that you can see it as well. This is like a little garden for your neck. So pretty. I love this one. It's just whimsical and fun. You know, this is just, you put it on and you can't help but smile. It's just a fun little whimsical look that, I don't know, something about this one just makes me really, really happy. All right, and then last of the necklaces was our sapphire blue with all of these gorgeous drops. This one was just so pretty too. Just beautiful. I love that. So pretty. So nice. And then we had bracelets, right? We had our double strand pearls with our smoky quartz. So nice. And our owl with all its little sparkle and shine with our Swarovski bicones with it. And our owl earrings to go with, which are so cute. Little sparkly owls.
Love, love, love. I hope that you have enjoyed today's show. Thank you so much for joining me and letting me be a part of your afternoon. Thank you, everybody who makes purchases. Those purchases are what enable me to keep the lights on here and enable me to continue to give you all of the fun content. Guys, speaking of content, I'm going to be working on my YouTube channel very, very soon, adding additional content that is only going to be on YouTube. So if you've not subscribed to my YouTube channel, now is the opportunity to do so. I will continue streaming to both YouTube and Facebook, so that's not going to change. But I do hope to start adding some additional projects that are going to be pre-recorded that will be only over on YouTube. So like I said, if you've not subscribed to the YouTube channel, you definitely want to take advantage of that. Be sure you're setting your reminders for 4 p.m. Eastern. For my art bead show this afternoon. I'm doing a little personal shopping show. I've got some beautiful focals for you guys, so you don't want to miss that one because I've picked out some of my favorite things and there's a lot of sparkle going on. So definitely want to come and hang for that one. Hardwired is open for enrollment. Patreon is always open for enrollment. And let's see, what else? Oh, 50% off the True Do-It-Yourself kits. That's a big old sale right there. So taking advantage of that from now through Tuesday. Guys, I will not be here until Friday of next week. So no live on Tuesday, but I will be back here next Friday at 1 p.m. for our Feel Good Friday show. In between there, you guys have an amazing 4th of July. Stay safe, especially if you're like me and you're going to shoot your own fireworks. Be careful. Hospital's closed. Not really. It's open all the time, 24/7, right? That's just what I tell my kids. Hospital's closed. To keep them from getting injured. You know. Okay, over explaining. I gotta go. I will be back at 4 p.m. over on Art Beads, guys. If I don't see you until next week, have a great weekend. Have a great 4th of July. I love you. Bye, guys.